Bookkeeping is non-negotiable if you're a business owner, but how do you actually do it? Should you fire up a blank new spreadsheet and try to remember those Excel formulas you learned in high school? Or should you hire a professional bookkeeper? Honestly, the right answer depends on you and where you're at in your business. That's why in this video, I'll break down when a spreadsheet is best, when it might not be best, and when you might need to recruit professional help. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. First, let's talk about what bookkeeping is. Yep, I'm going back to the basics. Bookkeeping is the process of recording your transactions and categorizing them on a weekly basis. Now I know some of you are like, wait, what? Did she say weekly? But the more on top of your bookkeeping you are, the more financially healthy your business will be. Now, one of my favorite ways to do bookkeeping is with a spreadsheet. Don't get it twisted. It doesn't have to be a giant spreadsheet with a million tabs and complex formulas. For the most part, you can keep track of your business books on a spreadsheet with columns for revenue, expenses, and what's left over. Now, there are a couple instances where this is not enough. I'll cover those in a bit. But is spreadsheet bookkeeping the right strategy for you? Let's find out. For creatives and online business owners, the idea of paying for one more tool and learning one more system feels exhausting. I get it. I feel the same. This is when I usually recommend that you start with a simple spreadsheet. If you're a branded website designer and you're just starting out with some freelancing work for friends and family, you're probably just simply wanting to track what you've made and what, if anything, you spent. You're also hoping to save a little bit of money and you're okay with the learning curve that comes from a spreadsheet. Is that you? Then great, a spreadsheet works perfectly for where you're at in this stage of business. Here are the pros of spreadsheets. Spreadsheets require manual input of every single transaction, which gives you a very detailed view of everything going on in your business. You can decide what you want it to look like and how you want to use it. A blank canvas and more power to you. Because you're manually entering every single transaction, it really makes you feel the weight of each transaction. Think about it like using cash instead of a credit card when you're trying to cut back on your spending. But there are also cons to spreadsheets. There is so much room for human error. You may forget to input a transaction, input the wrong amount, or completely have your formulas wrong. This means that when you go to reference your spreadsheet to make big business decisions like, can I afford to hire a team member or can I pay myself more? You're looking at inaccurate data. Spreadsheets can't link to your bank account or your credit card account. This is when I recommend a bookkeeping tool like Xero. Spreadsheets can't automatically or quickly categorize your transactions. Again, this is where I recommend a bookkeeping software like Xero. Using a spreadsheet makes more work for your CPA when it comes to filing your tax return, as opposed to pulling a quick profit and loss, balance sheet, and general ledger straight from your software. It is not presentable to show a spreadsheet when you're applying for a mortgage or a line of credit. Because of its manual nature, the whole process of inputting transactions could take you longer and could pull away from time that you could spend elsewhere in your business. Spreadsheets also don't have the capacity to send invoices or run payroll. Now, for some of you, you may still want to do your own bookkeeping, but you might need a little bit more automated help. This is where I recommend a bookkeeping tool like Xero. If you want to read more about the differences between spreadsheets and software, I have a blog for you that I've linked in the resources down below. If you're pretty sure a spreadsheet is all you need, great. I have the perfect template from you from my client and friend, Elizabeth McCravey. She started using a bookkeeping spreadsheet long before we were working together, and the first time she showed it to me, my jaw was on the floor. This Google Sheets template is simple, easy to use, and even comes with a video tutorial. It includes things like revenue, expenses, profit by month, what you've paid in taxes, your profit margin, and total revenue, expenses, and profit by the year. I love it so much, and I recommend it to everyone. You can definitely check it out in the links below. Now, for all of you who are thinking a spreadsheet or a software like Xero just isn't going to work for you, let's talk about hiring a bookkeeper. Disclaimer, yes, I am a professional bookkeeper, so I might be a little partial, but I really do think that investing in a bookkeeper can be such a great investment and can even help you grow your business. Now, let's talk about whether or not a bookkeeper is the right investment for you in your business right now. One of the biggest reasons to hire a bookkeeper: you don't want to touch your books with a 10-foot pole, but you know you need someone who will. Some business owners know from day one that they don't want to touch their books. They don't want to know what's coming in, what's going out, how to do calculations to save for taxes or future business purchases. If that's you, kudos. It's great that you know yourself. And you should probably hire a bookkeeper sooner than later. Why? Because if you're not looking at your numbers, things can get out of hand really fast. We all know the struggle. We say we're going to do something, whether it's the gym, eating better, doing our bookkeeping, but things get busy and it doesn't get done. Well, when it comes to your bookkeeping, I really want to caution against this, because if you don't have someone looking at your transactions and categorizing them regularly, you could end up in the hole really fast. The last reason you might want to consider hiring a bookkeeper sooner rather than later, you have a high volume of transactions. Most service-based businesses have invoices that they send to their clients that are paid on or before the service is provided. You might have a high number of clients, but still not have a huge number of transactions. But if you launch a template shop or you have courses or memberships, that amount of transactions can shoot up really fast and can take you a lot more time to get your bookkeeping done. That's when a bookkeeper can really help, because it can take much more time off of your plate and ensure that you're looking at accurate data. All right, that's it for today's video. We talked about when you can DIY your own books with either a software or a spreadsheet, or when it's time to hire a bookkeeper. I'd love to hear where you're at in the comments below. And since this is my first ever video, I'd love to know how I did, and if you have any bookkeeping questions that you'd like me to share in the future. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for future videos. The next video that pops up on your screen is going to show you why bookkeeping is so important and how to take your emotion out of your business finances. See you there!